We've waited a long time for this fight. It's here, and the fighters are good to go. And watching this live with me is Johnny Nelson.
You tried to give me the slip, didn't you, my friend? There was no way I was going to miss this.
It's time for our tale of the tape. And first up, we have Muhammad Ali. 6'3" tall, the best to ever do it. Up against them, the artist. Blink and this one is over, ladies and gentlemen. They'll be competing in the heavyweight division.
I'll always go for reach. Every time over anything. If you've got reach, touch with speed, nobody's going to touch you. But someone that can get in close, that has the power to get up close and personal and break those ribs, get those shots into the body, you've got to look out for that.
He is the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali, fighting out of Louisville, Kentucky. Float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. And they'll be facing the artist from the United States of America.
Look at this. These fighters are so up for it. Look at that.
The fighters are in the ring. It's time for the official introductions. Here's the Hall of Famer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
This bout is scheduled for 15 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner, here is the Olympic gold medalist and legend of boxing, the only three-time lineal heavyweight champion of the world. He floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee. The one and only, the greatest, Muhammad Ali. Fighting out of the blue corner from the United States of America, wearing the black trunks trimmed with black, the artist.
Expectations are sky high for this fight. Will it live up to the hype? We're about to find out.
Todd, it's one of my favorite venues. You can't get a better place to fight.
So a capacity crowd here for this one. We've been waiting a long time for this matchup. And here we go. And we're off and running between these two really accomplished fighters. Let's see how they come out. So much for boxing. This is a fight. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. A lot of effort being exerted here. That counter shot lands. When someone punches that hard, you don't want to trade shots. Typical outside fighter, as you know, focuses on defense, stick and move, stick and move.
It's a flat-footed fight. If you've got a dancer out there in front, you've got to cut them off. Cut the ring off, make the ring small. Put them on the back foot, put them under pressure.
You can see the heavy breathing, but that's not slowing them down. They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. When you're fighting a swarmer and you know their goal is... Whoa, wait a minute! Is this the beginning of the end for Muhammad Ali? And it appears the onslaught is over, at least for now.
Defense, defense, defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense, work on defense, blocking and stopping and shooting.
Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
That right hook catching air. One punch could change anything when these two step in the ring. He threw a punch and just got countered. Beautiful counter shot. He misses with that jab. Those counter punches have to hurt. Both men step back for just a moment. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. And a round that seemed like an eternity for them finally comes to a close.
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest sound.
Much better than this guy. You're much better. He's not in your league.
Yes, I like that round. Good round. You feel good?
Here we go, round 2. Who's going to land the first big shot? So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Obvious who the bigger, stronger fighter is. Let's see if they use it to their advantage.
Never gonna happen. If you've got a good jab, you've got a good reach. I know nobody could ever get past that jab.
The only fear you have with this fighter is has he punched himself out? And he misses with that jab. As it is in most heavyweight fights, don't blink because one big shot and this thing could be over. The straight right just misses. Time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Back and forth they go, neither fighter willing to back down.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. Why weren't they more cautious? See the finish there.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Caution is being thrown to the wind. Counter punch. Who's willing to go where the other fighter won't? Very close round with 10 seconds to go. That was almost a 10-8 round. Complete dominance.
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this is too easy. If they keep this same kind of pace up, they've got this fight.
Okay, now you're switching off. You're starting to make mistakes. You're switching off. Let's go out.
Let's get it started in round 3. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Those counter punches have to hurt. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when I've gone in the ring with fights like that and you punch them, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. And he scores with the counter. Do you believe this? How about that time counter shot? How about that time counter shot? What heart, what desire, but at what cost? Nice defense with that jab. Those counter punches have to hurt. Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
There's nothing quite like a big heavyweight fight. Everything can change with one punch.
I've seen some aggressive fighters. They can terrorize the life out of you before they've even thrown a shot. The strength they have, the speed they have, and that knockout punch, they want to punch through you. They don't want to punch you. They want to punch straight through you. So you've got to be careful.
Putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. Is he going to punch himself out, though? They're in trouble. How did they survive that?
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. What would you tell this guy? He's got to do something different.
Wow, it's like two different leagues.
Get your mind back, get your focus back, get that jab back. Just box him. Just be...
Nice round, good round. I like that, I'm happy. Relax now, I don't...
the round. Right? It's only one round.
And there's the bell to start round 4. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
One punch changes everything in this division. It's the heavyweights.
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when they catch you.
He threw a punch and just got counters. This fighter expending a lot of energy in this round. Throws the uppercut, but misses. They hit like heavyweights, but they move like middleweights. Truly elite level stuff here.
So you're getting in there with someone that's so fast, you're prepared to take a licking, because you've got to get some before you get him close.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Incredible work rate. Beautiful counter punch. He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. One moment changes everything, especially in this division. Those counter punches have to hurt. Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
stamina is off the charts. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Well, he is glad to have heard that bell.
I've been in fights like that. When you're thinking, come on, Bell, ring away. You walk back to the corner like you've just seen the sun.
Okay, I'm happy. I like that round. Good work. Just keep him on the end of that jab.
And there's the bell to start round 5. After that last round, something has got to change.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Trying to land that jab. The only fear you have with this heavyweight is has he punched himself out? The perfect counter lands. In the early rounds of a fight, you'll see two boxers feel each other out, test each other's power, and I think this boxer has decided I can walk through anything that lands.
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protection, everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's so like to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
Beautiful counter shot. A straight right just misses. Look at that overhand right. Halfway through the round, and man, these two are going at it.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
This is the heavyweight division. One punch could end this fight.
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
Straight right just misses. Is he going to punch himself out, though? Straight right just misses. Swing and a miss with that hook. And he misses with that jab. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. We'll see how much endurance these two fighters have.
It's when you talk about championship material.
Come on. Breathe.
Right, let's go out there. Get your boxing back together.
Great work. I love that. Jab slick. Good man.
Here we go in the 6th round. How much is left in their tank after last round?
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
Beautiful counter shot. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. This fighter's certainly not going to out-throw their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder.
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
Only catching air with that hook. Nice counter punch right up the middle. him holding on here for a minute. Well, Johnny, you know there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive. How does he exploit that?
This is about ego. Get your ego in check, Todd, because if you fight a man that is used to doing this, he's confident and comfortable doing this, why are you giving him that chance to dance that dance? Step out of the way, box him. Frustrating, because if you let him get away with it, he close you down.
Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Nice counter shot. The straight right just misses. Nice counter shot. Holding nothing back here in the round. Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Now you start wondering how much work these two fighters did in the gym.
You cannot gas out. If you prepared right, slept right, ate right, and did everything right for this fight, you had no excuse for gassing out.
Now relax. Stay focused. Don't let it back into the...
And there's the bell for round 7. How much do they have left in the tank after that last round?
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong, because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
Good counter punching. Good counter punching. The straight right just misses. Beautiful counter shot. His stamina is off the charts. When you're a power puncher, you're not as concerned with how many punches you throw. It's about how many you land and how hard they are.
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to think him. You've just got to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little faggot and pickpocket him.
We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
That counter punch caught him clean. His stamina is off the charts. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Neither fighter willing to slow down. Starting to take some deep breaths now, but still fighting hard. Miss with that jab. Incredible work rate. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. You've heard the old phrase, this might come down to who wants it more, but it might come down to who's in better shape.
There's a lot on the line here.
Don't forget the jab and don't get carried away.
Okay, focus, focus. Big deep breaths. Big deep breaths.
And they're back at it again here in round 8. They let it all hang out in the last round. What do they got left?
What were they doing that, man? Are they trying to get an earning out? That's a lot of energy burst. They did 6 rounds in one. They're going to be absolutely shattered.
Where did that come from? Down she goes. And as you can see here, a picture-perfect punch did the trick.
I need to see that again.
One, two, three, four. You are right.
The referee deems they can continue, but this might be a big mistake.
Oh, he can smell blood. Look at that. He's put in down once. He knows what shot works and where to land it. Then try and do it again. He's just not got to get trigger happy.
There's a counter shot. You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing off and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
Nice counter punch right up the middle. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Perfect counter shot. Nice counters. Look at the swelling and the bruising. They're going to take a look, and they may stop this fight. So the referee took a look and decides, let's keep going. You've got to wonder how big of a factor that knockdown's going to be we just saw.
Can make or break a fighter.
To make mistakes and you're switching off. I need you to switch back on, get focused and get your mind.
Good work, that's it. Now breathe, breathe. Just get your breath back. You're thinking.
Both fighters starting to get tired as we start round 9. His eyes look pretty clear here, Johnny. How do you think he's going to do after being knocked down in the last round?
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff them.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Nice counter shot. drop their guard, they get caught. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. The halfway point, and both of these fighters know the round is still up for grabs.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Can't land the jab there. You can see the heavy breathing, but that's not slowing him down. We're both looking for the knockouts here, and that's what we expect from heavyweights.
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
If there's anyone that can get out of trouble, it's Muhammad Ali. How did they not go down?
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What did they do? What did they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
Straight right just misses. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. About these two fighters gassing out as this fight goes on.
You cannot gas out. If you prepared right, slept right, ate right, and did everything right for this fight, you had no excuse for gassing out.
I like that round. Good round. You feel good? Good, man. Good, man. Just saying it.
It's round 10. Fatigue is setting in. Let's see how they handle it here in this round.
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
Good counter punch. His stamina is off the charts. These are heavyweights, but I tell you what, that hand speed and footwork, they look like middleweights.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those pointed areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim them, go for speed.
What heart, what desire, but at what cost? The straight right just misses. Beautiful counter punch. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. This fighter is not interested in throwing one shot at a time. They throw combinations and they throw them non-stop.
When you have a fight that's got that great footwork and that great hand speed, it's so hard. It's an uphill battle.
Throws the uppercut but misses. The straight right just misses. And that jab just missed with the left hand. Oh, and a shot from the heavens sends him to the canvas. Lincoln, you miss it. Good thing we can watch that all over again.
A shot from the gods took him out.
people would have predicted it, but we've got a knockout victory.
Oh, what a shot! What a shot! You see shots like that in the gym. At least for once, this is on TV. Thousands around the world saw that shot. They probably even heard it.